1, 2, 3, 4, go. I make my living off the evening news, expat vloggers, and living in the Philippines. Just give me something I can use. People love it when you lose. They love dirty laundry. Well, I could have been on radio, but I wound up YouTube here. I just have to edit well and search all day. Send me an email or call. Come. No, what the? What is going on here? No, it's not full screen.
Well, it means it's gone. So can you? Here, I don't. Thank you.
Yeah. No. You glitched out. As you guys can see, the video just disappeared and
all right, guys. Yeah. So good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today?
We're getting our coffee together. It is Saturday morning in the Philippines. Yeah.
You're in the Philippines?
Yeah. 1 second. We're muted. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We're having technical difficulties, apparently.
Okay. So it is Saturday, and we welcome everybody in.
You sure it's on Monday?
I know it feels like Monday.
Right.
I don't know. Today we're going to cover about a German woman. We discussed her before. Other people talked about her, Happiness Crossing. She was in a lot of medical issues. I found out more stuff about her. I know some people know about her, but I guess she's been around here since 2018. She's been in Bali. She was over in Australia working forever, German descent. And last we announced mid-February, she went back to Germany, allegedly. She was trying to get the money with all of her medical conditions to make it back home. Her family came and got her. And her ex-fiance, boyfriend, or whoever he was, just announced she passed away as of yesterday. Now, she could have passed away on the 5th or 6th, but he just announced it yesterday. He came onto her page and said she had passed. But we're going to discuss medical issues, insurance, maybe Michael Onstad might be in the house today at some point. It's his expertise. If you guys are coming here short term, I recommend you do hop on that insurance that they offer you, like through plane tickets, travel, and all of that other thing. That's your coffee. Did I take a drink out of that already?
Yeah. Now keep in mind that the issue we have with this story is not, we really don't have an issue, but what I'm saying is the problem is she was the epitome of health.
Yes, and we'll show you some of that. We might as well throw the clip up now and then answer the questions. Here, 1 second. Yeah, we lost everything. There was a glitch and everything actually went down. We got to grab the files again. But let us know where you guys are today. I don't know if that is.
No, that's not it. The video is not it.
Okay, there here we go. Yeah. We'll just start by, and then we're going to have to go back in after the other one.
I've been receiving a lot of messages.
Okay, so All right, so it's called Happiness Crossing. Her name is Vanessa. I have her information here. It was here. It was. Oh, here it is. Got pushed around. Um, her name is Vanessa, and I believe she's in her mid-30s. That I did not catch her age. Again, it took a while to go through all of her stuff. When we just found out she passed away yesterday. But her name is Vanessa. So if you guys know how old she is, she appears to be in her mid-30s. She looks older to me. I could even place her close to her late 30s.
That's possible.
Yeah,
But I'm
she
guessing
looks
mid.
about 40, 38, but she could be because of her illness. She was dating a gentleman named Fernando. They broke up. She announces it here in a little bit, September of 2023. They had a channel. She claimed it was hijacked. It was called Wanderlust, and then when she went off on her own, it's called Happiness Crossing. And I believe Spot or somebody else mentioned about a month ago. Was we going to cover the breakup? And I said I didn't have the strength. She was still in the hospital and everything. And I'm like, oh, it's just another expat without insurance, doing traveling budget. But it doesn't look like she's on a budget. She's always showing fancy stuff. She's in Boracay. Now I find out she actually owned the actual bar restaurant. But we'll let her tell her words about what's going on. So she'll tell a little bit.
I've been receiving a lot of messages and questions from you guys regarding just like, you know, me sharing a live update with you guys. If what's happening with Fernando, where's Fernando, did we break up, what's happening with our beach bar. So let's talk about that while I'm walking to work. It's really hard for me to talk about things like this because I'm a really emotional person. But I'm gonna keep strong and be tough, and let's leave the house and go to work.
She looks like mid-30s, give
Yeah,
or take. Yeah, maybe
I
even
would say
late
mid
30s.
30s. Yeah.
And this, I believe, was a little last year. I think this was 2024. I had here the date was somewhere around July, so of 2024. By the 29th of December, less than 6 months later, she was laid out in the hospital, I believe, over kidney issues, kidney or liver. I know she was jaundice and had some other issues, but she was really, really sick. So she's talking about the breakup, and that's what we were going to cover. But we don't generally go in and just say, "Hey, somebody is breaking up," and just go off on it, unless it's dealing with, let's say, like divorce, and there's something. Where we at? Oh, it's like, what's going on? Oh, it's because we did a later live stream this last live stream. It was set to us to go at 9:30. But anyways, so in general, we usually don't cover breakups, but her not being insured, her running a business, it does show that they did get their licensing to work in the Philippines, which means they must have applied for some sort of business visa or something, or just work permits. I don't think opening a bar is a special talent to get, a work permit, but they did show that they went and did all the above, which is a lot of work. So she had all of her cards in place, but the medical she did not.
Really plan on not crying on this video. Sometimes I hate being so freaking emotional. The rainy season officially started because it's been raining like half of the day. It was like the morning started being very sunny, but then now it's quite rainy. As you can see. Hello, Ate.
She lived with a family.
Yes, I live like 2 minutes walk from the beach. It's pretty cool. So
She said her work.
Yes, Fernando and I broke up. We're not together anymore since already last year, September or October. And yes, Fernando moved to Brazil. He moved back to Brazil 1 month and a half ago. He's back with his family. He's not here in the Philippines anymore since 1 month and a half. So I'm here alone. I'm renting my own apartment, but I've been keep moving from apartment to apartment. But now I found a nice one with a very beautiful family. I've had a rough patch for the past weeks. I was a lot in the hospital, in and out.
Now, it could be when she said she had her own apartment. Sometimes people will rent rooms and houses, or it could just be the family she was hanging out with, and it could just be, one complex or something. But she was very emotional. And yeah, I see somebody said they've been watching her 21, 22. It showed 2018, but remember, they lived in Bali for a while and did things like what they did for the Philippines. They were in Australia for a while. So she's just an overall traveler, but she had been here. I think they said in 2018 or 19, probably about a year before we actually came here. She had been in there. So a young couple doing the traveling
I
stuff.
remember her as in Wanderlust, not Happiness Crossing.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just those travelers that we always said, hey, here they are showing the Philippines one way and then doing things the other way, because at some point she'll go on about living on $20 a day, and the way they were eating and doing things, I'm sure it was a lot more expensive, especially there. But it can be done. I mean, if they were eating street food and living in something really inexpensive, and there are those backpack places where you can pay X amount, then yeah, it's possible they did, but it's still not advisable.
For like various reasons. And this family always look after me. Always. So they're really amazing people, and I have really amazing people around me
Really nice
that
girl.
really, really care about me, and that I care about them too, of course. So, yes, Fernando's not here anymore.
Sorry about the
but
problem, guys.
I'm
It's the
surrounded with
way it recorded.
beautiful, beautiful people.
That was me.
Salem.
Hey, Salem. There's Salem, dude. Oh, real quick on the side note, I just want to let you guys know we did discover that Luna, our black cat, is not a black cat.
Well, she's a black cat.
Sorry,
but
she's a
not
black.
a she.
She's not a she. Sorry.
a he.
I'm a little emotional.
Maybe. You might.
might be
It's a
still too.
It's a
early.
he. Yeah, it's a he. So we named him Salem. So, and the reason this sounds weird is she had music playing in the background. Of course, it was taken out, so that's why it's so silent. So there she is at Boracay and doing her swimming thing. Very tragic.
Wonder that, wonder everything. It's all about the one.
Always weird when you take the music away.
Are you happy after your swim, Salem?
Uh-huh. She was
Let's go.
enjoying life, guys, and it's really sad that medical was one of the biggest issues. You know, because
And
I'm like,
last
well,
but not
geez, they
least,
had a
the most
restaurant and they had this.
asked question is if we are still, or if I'm still doing our beach bar here in Station 3 in Boracay. And the answer is no. Since 2 months, I'm not managing the place anymore. Yeah, so for right now, my goal is to focus 100% on social media, Instagram, TikTok.
She didn't know that.
I created my own Facebook page that I'm posting on right now.
It's possible.
Because as Fernando is not part of it anymore, he's not very interested in uploading or creating content
maybe you
for
guys
social media,
know.
working on his own projects.
Okay, so at one point I thought I understood that they owned it and they kept referring it to, but maybe he owned it and maybe she was managing, who knows? Hey, Salem, the realtor says he's honored. Sorry, guys, there was music in there. I was just trying to give you an idea where they lived. It's very beautiful there. I'm not there, one, because of cost right now, and two, it's a long trip. It's a trip with a lot of, until I get healthy.
And it's really expensive for no good reason, to be honest.
Well,
It
they
is
got
expensive
budget
because
stuff.
because it's a tourist trap more than anything.
Yeah, and so it's a trip too. So we could probably do it like once a year, but it's a matter of using that airport's an issue, and there's a lot of standing in the airport, and I can only stand so long. So with me being disabled, it's a little harder to take that type of trip. But I am getting better, and hopefully one day I can actually go there. There's still more to this. So there she is in the hospital, guys, and there she was. I'm assuming that's last New Year's or.
Travel to the Philippines is definitely the low budget here in this country. It's one of the cheapest countries in Southeast Asia, and especially for us low budget travelers, it's perfect. With $20, you can easily spend your day with everything included: food, accommodation, transportation, and probably a drink in the afternoon included.
Hello everyone and welcome
back to our channel.
Happiness Crossing.
And now we are already in Germany, but we are making this video to explain to you the reasons that we left the Philippines, the place that we called home for 6 months. And as you guys can see, I'm already...
Wanderlust.
Let's
too.
try
I
the
thought that was
fish.
hurricane, but it's not. There she is, most recently in the hospital. It looks like she cut her hair because it doesn't look pulled back to me. See how short it is in the back? There she is heading to the hospital, guys. No family, and at that point she was by herself. Her hair is cut. So, okay. So 1 second. Okay, so that's held. Wait a minute, I'm trying to. That wasn't held. So I'm gonna go back here. That was asking for donations. They set up a PayPal for the account. Is that playing? No, it's not. Okay. So this was in January, and this is when we knew that she was in the hospital. Somebody had mentioned it. We talked about it on and off. I said I didn't get to it. As many of you know, Vanessa is going through a very difficult time right now, and we're reaching out for help. Since December 31st, it said she was hospitalized in the Philippines. Recently, okay, it was liver damage, okay, and pneumonia. I knew there was something else. Which have made her extremely weak. She's still in the hospital, unable to eat, walk, or even speak. She needs urgent treatment to regain her strength to go back to. She was trying to get back to Germany, which, by the way, the amount was astronomical. We're trying to raise funds for her medical bills. Basically, it's just asking people to donate. And this is as of the 14th. And then, of course, the last thing that came up is she had passed away, and this was announced yesterday. So there they are again asking for funds. The GoFundMe is still open, and it's got his name on it. And George and me kind of looked at each other because this has happened before with vloggers. There was that whole deal on that other Filipina where she had cancer, and the whole time I forgot what that gentleman's name is, but remember that young guy, and then he went to America, and they said he faked the homelessness, and he came back here again, and there was a bunch of vloggers that was covering him. And I understand there could be other medical bills, and they're leaving it open, so for what's actually going on. But this is just her talking about her first meal in the hospital in a while, which is a victory. And this is announcing 6 days later. Apologies for not updating. Vanessa's out of danger. She reunited with her mother, and they are both in Boracay. And then it says, we are waiting a few more days till she gets stronger, and then they're taking her back to Germany for treatment. And they thanked everybody for their donations and blessed them. And that was the 20th. I believe we mentioned something again and again after that. So she was supposedly going back. And so I'm assuming she made it back there. And then that was, that was the end of it. So they were here long term. So having an insurance that's travel, or if you're coming here long term, like a lot of the people that we talk to and that are coming here for retirement or to live here long term, those certain types of insurances will not work. I think you can carry it for 6 months. You can carry it so long with your travel, like through your airplane ticket and all that. And usually cover some bare basics and stuff. There are policies that Michael Onstad, which is on Facebook, highly recommended, that he will get you healthy enough. Like he'll get you a policy and fit you with the right amount with the insurance company that'll get you fixed up so you could at least get back to the U.S. and use your Medicare or something in that manner.
Definitely. Yeah.
And
Yeah, just remember the commercial, boom, 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 Michael Onstad.
yeah, boom, 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 boom. He does do meetups with people, and he gets gatherings going in all the cities, and he's really, really good. And a lot of people are familiar with him, especially if you guys watch our channel and a bunch of these others. He's been on everybody's Geo, I think, even Sunshine. Everybody's pretty much had him on there, and so
Yeah. Now, just a recap for those of you who missed it again. We're talking about Vanessa. She was the owner of Wanderlust, and then Wanderlust got hijacked, and then they turned into some SpaceX channel or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever hijacked it, and then they restarted the channel as Happiness Crossing.
Yeah.
And now she had a partner, which is Fernando from Brazil, and they broke up. Now, this part is speculation. Okay, this is my take. It has nothing to do with facts or anything like that. It's my take on it. And from my experience, whenever somebody's feeling horrible, because obviously there's something wrong with her physically, and that affects you emotionally. If there's something wrong with you physically, you feel horrible.
Or like me, I take it out on you. I'm cranky.
Correct.
I don't
So,
want to do anything
and-
part of the time,
right.
and so it does
And
wear.
then you go into this self-destructive mode where you don't want, because you love your partner so much, you don't want them to suffer with you. You want to get rid of them and spare them the pain. So
I just want to get rid of you. I'm not.
right. Well, that's a different story. Now, that's my take as far as what happened and why Fernando and Vanessa broke up. I think that she pushed him away.
YouTubing and working and doing
Right,
everything
no,
because
I
they
know.
ran. They were constantly posting on all social media platforms and different content, which means it kept them busy. Plus, they were working. So whether they were just the manager and considered part owner or just managing this bar, it probably really kept them busy. So it is rough. It is.
Right.
It's pretty rough.
And for those of you wondering, yeah, like he was still off and on in her life during the event that she was hospitalized. I mean, he wasn't there all the time because again they were broke up, and then he was still in contact with her and stuff like that. So now, as far as whether it's all business or whether there's still some emotional attachment there, I don't know. But I'm just letting you guys know what I think happened and what was going on. Okay, guys? So just so you guys know.
So if you guys do know something, let us know.
Yeah.
And we have a second story to cover, and we'll cover it after we go through some of the comments. So stick around. And if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and do a thumbs up and push this video out for us. It means a lot that you guys do that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's nothing to you guys just to click that subscribe and like.
yeah,
But to
it
us,
helps
it's a big deal. Yeah, it helps the channel.
yeah, it takes
Yeah.
a minute.
And if you can't hit the like and subscribe,
Hit your partner in the face.
always hit like the PayPal or something like that. Swipe. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Hey, Laura, good morning. Let me do a big shout out to our members that are members with the Philippine Antics Club. Bobby C is in the house.
Hey,
Hey, what is going on?
Hey,
Laura,
Bobby.
of course. Thank
Hey,
you,
Laura.
Laura. Kay Dallas, one of our regulars,
Kay
is in the
Dallas.
house. MB is in the house.
MB.
Jose Rodriguez is in the house. Of course, Tony is in
Tony.
the house. So our Philippine journey
of
is
course,
in the house.
Ted, our
Salem.
moderator.
Ted is in the house.
And he is in the hot tub. All right.
Oh,
Good
snap.
visual. Good visual.
The Billy buying box beings, it was sitting so long in California because Ted's slow. And I guess he held up the box, which held up the boat. I guess it missed its connection in Korea. Oh, God. Speaking of Korea, you was just telling about Johnny Somali and stuff, all the crap that he's causing over with this court hearing and
Okay,
everything.
so just real quick, since Heidi mentioned that Johnny Somali, for those of you who are not paying attention to Johnny Somali, okay, Johnny Somali obviously is this American of African American descent that is wreaking havoc in Korea, South Korea to be precise, actually in Southeast Asia. He was, doing some trouble and shenanigans in Japan and wherever he's at. you know. But
Thanks, Bobby.
in fact, he does it so bad. He harasses people so bad that there's an online bulletin board to let people know where he's at, and they have vigilantes go after him and beat him up.
Like
kinda
Elon
deal.
Musk.
Well, that's a different story.
Okay.
But so anyway, Johnny Somali, for those of you who are not paying attention to what happened, he just had his trial just like yesterday, and he's not done yet. He's not done yet. He's still got some more trials. So far he's going to be incarcerated. For how long we don't.
I'm surprised they didn't lock him up to begin with. The fact they let him come to his own trial with the stuff he's
Yeah, I'm
going on.
surprised they didn't lock him up, but apparently they do some different things in South Korea. So
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sorry. So here's the problem with Johnny Somali, and again, I'm gonna let you guys know only because this is something you guys again remember. John Somali is an expat, and he did things that no expat should ever freaking do.
AKA the Mario gentleman that was in our last video. He's still wreaking havoc. He's still
the new Johnny Somali
right.
version 2.
And we
yes.
had no idea. Here's the deal: other channels have covered him. Like recently, somebody left a comment that multiple channels have been covering him last week, and it was a miracle when we went in because we've watched the other channel before, and it's like I was like, holy crap, he put the same thing in his title. And we've watched him on and off the other channel, and I was like, holy crap, we had no idea. But it was like great minds think alike, because he's like, this is the next Johnny Somali, and he is this new guy that's wreaking havoc in Cebu and other places. Guys, the content was a lot worse. Like the stuff that I didn't even get to in his other videos are just horrible. He's approaching women in 7-Elevens. He approached one and asked her, would she be a prostitute? It just got worse by the moment, how he was treating the Filipinas here. And, so kind of like Johnny Somali was out of control. But we digress on this. So, stick around, as I was starting to say. There will be another video of an expat. I believe he's an American named Michael, and looks like he just passed out or something, walking or something. It might have been from the heat, could have been from a medical condition, but we have the footage of him where a Filipino, helped save him and everything. So we do have that footage here in a little bit. This was just put out yesterday, I believe. So you want to go through this first and then
yeah. But just real quick, I said I was going to tell him what happened.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, the day before his trial in South Korea, guess what Johnny does? He gets wasted and goes live. Okay. And then while he's wasted and in his live, he trash talk and talk crap about South Korea. He trash talked the judge. He trash talked everything about South Korea, which is technically what he's on trial for. I mean, the straw that broke the camel's back was he basically danced with their their freedom statue down there in South Korea, which is, of course, certain cultures take things seriously, and of course, obviously that's something serious. And so yeah, the night before his trial, he was live and trash talking South Korea. And then guess what? On the day of the trial, he first off shows up 1 hour late for his own trial, 1 hour late. And then he's wearing this
MAGA hat.
Yeah, he's wearing a MAGA hat. Okay, I don't know what he's thinking.
He was pulling a Trump. Yeah, he was acting like Trump.
And then he was wearing this oversized white suit. It's like kind of really weird. So imagine Johnny Somali with this oversized, no, really, the suit was oversized, clearly. And then he was wearing this MAGA hat. And then the judge says, please take off your hat. You know, you're in a courtroom. It's disrespectful, and he refused to do it. And this is after he's already an hour late. So anyway, that's what happened to John Somali's trial. Basically,
Oh, didn't you say he talked about Kim Jong?
oh right,
and
right.
that
Here's another
crap?
thing. Thank
He
you,
was
thank you
talking
for
stuff about the country.
to make things worse. Not only did he dance with the statue, which is fine, which is, I mean, I get it. He did that. He disrespected it. But guess what? So they charged him for it and everything. He put him in jail for the night. For a night. I don't know how many days they held him in custody. But anyway, here's the problem. So now that there's a case on him, he started talking crap about South Korea, right? And he started posting vlogs about, oh, I know Kim Jong Un. I'm gonna send his, missiles towards your country. Yada yada yada. I know this, and you know what that means. What happened is now the South Korean. It's not called CIA. I don't know what it's called, but the CIA version of South Korea is now involved in his case in making a case against him. So what I'm getting at is, it doesn't matter what country you are. So if you're in the Philippines, you can't say that stuff, or
Yeah.
wherever country you're at, you can't say any of that stuff. Because if, for example, if well, if you're an expat starts threatening the Philippine president
democracy or
or
anything
anything
going
like
on.
that, and NBI gets involved, then you're screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so don't pull a Johnny Somali or this other John Somali 2.0, as it were, or version 2 or junior,
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever
weird.
they
It's
call it.
exactly what I was thinking. It was another one, but yeah. So horrible.
Yeah. Big brr.
Skeet.
So just saying. Say Rodriguez says, what happened here? MV, hello, Philippine Antics Squad. Aaron Doggyful says, what's up, people?
What's up?
Yeah. Jose
Trying to
says,
wake
I
up.
only see one like here. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button, guys.
Guys.
K Dot says,
Helps
good
push it out, guys.
morning.
If everybody here in the room would just do a thumbs up, it'll
Yeah,
bring
get
more
thumbs
people
up,
in
yes.
to conversate.
Like a spot says,
know.
hola, hello, aloha, beautiful people.
Hey, what is going on? Let me try to translate that. Well, Black Spot said there's a mermaid out in the ocean, but then went out to space in the Philippines wearing a hat and has cats on a broom with a bunch of inchworms and a couple more cats on a gray beach that's eating popcorn, pineapple, and then drink coffee afterwards. Welcome.
That's pretty good. Like a spot says, well, y'all gotta sing the rest of the song, right? I know it glitched out. Somehow it turned into a black screen, and then we were in the corner like, what happened here? What happened?
Operator error. Don't even kid yourself. And there went your bacon. Really, George? Yeah, there went your bacon for sure. What'd you have for breakfast today?
Coffee.
What?
No. Heidi made waffles.
With hey.
There it is. It's chocolate.
It's not chocolate, but it's basically it's a cream cheese dipping sauce made with real cocoa. So
I said chocolate because
no sugar.
It looks and
cream.
tastes like chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate.
It doesn't taste like what Heidi said.
Yeah, it's cream. Yeah, it's cream cheese and real cream. And then
Yeah,
you use
Heidi
cocoa
made it.
powder.
Yeah, Heidi
so
fixed
it's really
it.
good.
It's really
it
good.
tastes like chocolate pudding.
I was actually
but
shocked. I was like, this actually tastes good. I didn't mean it like that. I'm trying to say, usually when you eat healthy stuff like that, like what
Yeah.
you just described,
Yeah, it's high
it
protein.
usually tastes weird. No, this actually tastes good.
Yeah.
Carl in the Philippines, good morning. Laura says,
Good morning.
happy Saturday. Chibi says, fight a bit. Rob Morrison says, hello from
Yeah, no fight yet.
San Nicolas,
Not yet.
Pangasinan. I'm back. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Our Philippine journey in the house. Good morning, all. Yes, and Ted, yes. Thank you so much again for the visual.
Yeah, so there's a delay on the Billig buy-in box. I meant to get back to that. So they said there was a miss at the port in Korea. It's probably everybody's at Johnny Somali's trial.
I was gonna say the same thing.
And they want to see a scrap and a fight. Them boat guys just don't want to load that day. They're like, let's go get that sucker. And so they probably went out. Oh, that was bad. I almost said they went to go lynch him.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow.
Hey, that just means set them on fire. That is nothing. They're going to set them on fire. So, or am I using the wrong word?
Well, it is South Korea, so.
Yeah. So, anyways, and so whatever it is, they probably went after him. But so they're saying there's a delay. So it was supposed to arrive any day. So there'll be a week delay. So probably get in about 2 weeks. But we're excited about it. So
Kirby Logan, Oklahoma.
good
Yeah,
morning.
he's from Oklahoma, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, Kirby. Salem the Real. Hey, Salem, how you doing? Good morning, all. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Of course, in San Francisco Bay Area. Been a while. Joseph Relford still in. Good morning from El Nido, Palawan. Did you swim with the whale sharks yet? Kirby Logan says, shocking. I used to watch her and Fernando for quite a while. She
Yeah, it
was
was-
like you said, a picture of health. No, she's fit. She's prime.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
As you guys
young
saw
enough.
when she broke up with Fernando, she still looked legit, you know, and then she just took a nosedive from that point on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a double. Like a spot. Hello. Kirby Logan, I was watching her more in 2021 and 2022. Laura says, did she have hepatitis?
She was jaundiced, so yeah,
Huh.
it's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't
It is, but
yeah, because jaundice can come from having hepatitis. So yeah.
TJ Riley, no, she doesn't look like late 30s. Tony Man says she looks like in her late 40s.
Possible.
It's possible. Kirby Logan says, yeah, they seem to live very frugal. She had a
She
nice
looks about 38,
body
39.
and nice brown skin. Yeah, no, she seemed fit and healthy. Seemed.
Yeah, I don't think she was in her late 40s. I can't. I mean, I'm 54. I can't see her being 44, but she could be in her early 40s. I don't know. Didn't see anything with her
Tony
birthday
Mang
or-
says, you already changed the gender of your cat. Yes, we had to change the gender of our cat to counter the transgender mice.
Oh, I had to change my mind about George. I sexed him when we first met, and I changed that later. So, no, the cats, when we first got them, that's what it appeared. But then, like George said, the one cats are always female. The calicos usually
Calicos are normally female.
So I had it the opposite. I thought, that she was the only
Well, no,
male.
they were really young. And when they're really, really young.
So now we could clearly see that now we're comparing
I
the
still
two
say
boys.
maybe. You
still think she's a boy and the others are girls?
Well, they're still very young.
Yeah, but now officially we can see how far apart.
I think it.
We have two boys and a girl.
Yeah, I think it's that's what we thought before too.
Will you just hush?
Yeah. And yes, I'm aware they're transgenic mice, not transgender mice. I'm just clarifying. The joke from what was being said. Yes, and earlier today, Salem the realtor says, "Wow, thanks, haha, I'm honored." Yes,
Harry Walsh is in the house. Hey, Harry.
Man on the Moon says, "Damn, horror story turned into teddy bear market." Kevin Michael says, "Always get medical insurance when traveling." Yes, always get medical insurance. Yes. Big Dave says, "Sorry, I just got here. What happened to her?" When he brought that up is when I restated the.
Yeah, you already have that.
Yeah.
It was 30-something minutes ago.
No, I know. I was just explaining that. That's when I re-explained everything. Jennifer Roca says, "I like your barong." Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Heidi got it for me. Hey, Geechee. How are you doing, Anwar? Good morning, Heidi and George. My condolences offered. Yeah, it's really sad.
It is.
Kirby Logan says, like the majority of people who travel, like me, affordable travel insurance is not affordable.
That is true also, but if they do offer it in your travel packages, or like when we got ours on Kayak, it was very inexpensive initially, but we can't hold on to that forever. If you get some in between, like me, I am pretty much uninsurable. I mean, forget that I'm overweight, but all the surgeries I've had, and then my lupus and my other medical conditions, there's
Yeah,
no
you
way
have,
to get.
yeah, you have to remember your current conditions and see, because they'll do an interview and all that,
Yeah.
and may send you to a clinic. May.
Mhm.
Also keep in mind too, again, like you said, not necessarily just travel insurance, but insurance in general, may not be affordable. Actually, Heidi and I were talking about it the day before yesterday, that whether or not we should renew my life insurance or not, that kind of deal, because it's kind of like, we save more money if we just save the money.
And that's pretty much what we're doing, because a lot of the ones right now versus what they want every month, a lot of the policies that we're seeing that are here, which is the ones we're getting, is, with him being Filipino, is it's some of them are only 5 years out and they want to pay out if you live after 5 years, but it's pretty much little to no gain by giving up the money. And so you just have to figure which policy is good. So we're
What's
just
good for you?
yeah, we're putting the money into an account right now.
Yeah. So right now
although you could
it's
have an
still,
accident
it's
in a
still
couple
not
days.
finalized yet. We still haven't really put it set on stone that we're not
Well,
going.
you're just 50. I'm not saying nothing couldn't happen, but you're not like a lot of these other guys
Yeah, but
or
but
me
I'm
in my
also
late
saying that we're
60s
still
or
not
70s.
set on it too. We're still kind of like,
Yeah, so we're just putting it in the bank. We're just putting a little something in the
Yeah.
bank every month. But there are people not doing that, which brings me around to the problem with Social Security and everything. They keep telling all these people on Social Security to save something when they have nothing to really save. And when we were working in the US, it was paycheck to paycheck. It's a little hard to actually do that. And the problem is there's 35,000 guys here that are collecting Social Security, and I bet half or more are relying on that, probably even 75%.
yeah. Heidi's
Just
talking
the
about
Social
the
Security.
interruption.
Yeah. So if it happens, there's a
If
lot of
it
fear
happens,
mongering.
Because
We might cover that on
yeah.
the next live stream, but it's got a lot of people up in arms, all the benefits and programs they're cutting. They're messing with the veterans officially.
All right.
But I don't know how true a lot of all that is, because there's so much crap going on with the Democrats and the Republicans, and all the newspapers are fear mongering. So it's really hard to say. But I wouldn't dick around right now. I would be.
No, I mean, like I said, by experience, even in the U.S., most people who are in Social Security are on, you know, fixed income. I put
And they are
quotes-
here, and they're going to be in trouble if
right.
something happens.
And what I'm saying is, most of the time, when they spend $20, to them it's a big deal.
Right. So if
So to save to survive for 2 months or so is a
Impossible,
practical
yeah.
impossibility. And some of you say, well, maybe they should have done better. I mean, like, well, even military guys, they have 2 pensions. Well, guess what? Even military guys,
if they lose their Social Security,
if
it
they
will
lose
be
their Social
tight.
Security, they would have to downgrade big time.
Well, there's a lot of guys that are getting more expensive houses here that we would never consider, beforehand. And there's a lot of guys here that have kids and families now. They've got a wife and a couple of
Right.
kids or stepkids, and so just prepare. If you guys aren't paying attention, they're definitely
Yeah, we're not fear
screwing
mongering,
around.
but just in case,
Yeah,
it
they're-
doesn't hurt.
if they start messing with the payment system and they're closing offices, all of this is really actually going on. But anyways, that's a side note. It was just a side thing.
Bobby G, good morning, y'all. Be happy. Thumbs up again. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
Kirby Logan says, What's crazy is I did watch them quite often, and they were entertaining and very active. But I had completely forgot about them. It had been so long ago. Right. Again, like I said, I remember them as Wanderlust. That was before they were hacked.
And you have to be like, everybody has a reason they watch each channel. And we've had people on one channel type and then over on our channel, or vice versa. It depends on the topic. And for me, I had watched them on and off, but I wasn't like into their life and them being in that area. And they are younger than us, and then it was travel budget, or I just wasn't into all of a sudden her saying years of being here, oh, this is the first time I'm eating this, and this is the first time I'm doing that. To me, she was commercialized also. So there was a lot of that commercialized stuff going on, and I'm just not into those type of channels.
When somebody says, "This is my first time eating,"
I said,
like,
I just click.
I Okay, so you've been here for how many years?
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just kind of weird for me. And it's just me. So,
No, I mean,
and I'm not into
it's
looking at her
understandable.
brown
Yeah.
skin just for the heck of it. So I was just, watching, to see what they were up to. But
Bobby G says like and subscribe and buy coffee. Slow. Thank you, Bobby G. And don't worry, I'll
oh,
be
Bobby.
back in 2.5 weeks. I'll contact you this coming week to take an order. All right. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby. Jeffrey Wilson says Canada and Philippines just signed a military agreement.
Interesting.
Tito George's Travel says he's not black, he's Somali.
Black, white,
I
brown.
mean, I really don't know. So
I'm kind of, yeah. I got rid of that one. I think that's him because it's a new account. What? No, I don't have no problem with that. That's the one I have a problem with.
Tito George's Travel says Somalis don't consider themselves African American. Look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me. All right. Anyway, big.
Well,
It's
no. Now that would make sense. You're saying they're not black,
No, of
but
course.
he's saying they don't consider themselves African Americans. Then of course not. I mean, they're not African American.
Well, I
Are they not
think,
from the continent of Africa?
Well,
But they're not.
I think he's a citizen. That's so, which still makes him an African American.
Yeah, he's just meant. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
gonna-
again, I really don't know, so that I wasn't going to go there. But
Okay.
all right.
No.
Big Dave says Johnny was pulling a Trump. There you go. Oh dang! Tito George says Johnny needs to be caned, right? Korea is known for that. Correct. They cane him. Such weights of Somali's parents struggled to go to U.S. and here he is. Patricia Flaherty says, "Have these idiots never seen the TV show Locked Up?" I hate to say this. There's so many like expats that are locked up abroad, and they're completely oblivious. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad people. They're completely oblivious of things that they have done, and now they're locked up. That kind of deal. But Johnny Somali is not one of them. Put it that way. So, Tarzan says hi. Black Grandpa says shout out from Brampton, Ontario. Hey, Pinetti, how you doing? Big Dave says Johnny sounds like a real bright guy. Yeah, no, that he's sharper than a box of crayons under the sun. Yes, yeah. White Samurai says John Somali helps us to understand the limits of freedom of speech. Right. Even in the U.S., there's limitations to freedom of speech, especially in foreign countries. It's like, dude, it doesn't mean America. Even in America, there is a limitation of freedom of speech, but in other countries, Doggy Fool said Somali owns Western Dental 2K. White Timer says, anyways, Somali had only one goal: getting people to talk about him. Which this is true. You guys are doing exactly what. Well, yes and no. At this point, it's a moot point because one, he doesn't have a channel anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean,
Everybody does. It's the same as all these idiot news channels and these news vloggers chasing every single thing on Social Security, every single thing about Trump, every single thing about when they pewed him and everything. I think all of that was, I'm not even going to get into the conspiracy of all of that, getting into his presidency so they can all become trillionaires, or tri-trillionaires, but it's mute. It does. I think it was a setup, but I also think the guy's crazy. You can't just be doing that for social media and he's totally a normal guy. I doubt that whatsoever. It's a mix, and
well, either way, I don't think he.
I really don't care.
I don't think Johnny did it for. I really think he is bipolar, like the extreme version, like because the way he talked, the night before of his trial, I think he's the extreme case. Just saying. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, Salem said jaundice is a sign of liver issues and was also revealed when she got sick. Yeah, which still could be tied to, um, you know,
Yeah, Big Dave
being
says
sick.
liver
What we were.
failure is no joke. Oh no, that's serious. Yes. Harry Walsh says, "Hey, howdy, George, Scott, Sarah,
Wonder if
all
it's,
from
if it isn't from
Typhoon Like Windy, New York."
hepatitis, I wonder if it could be tied to any drinking with them running that bar and always being down there. Maybe they were drinkers or something. Maybe it was a lot of alcohol along
Yeah,
with
but
other medical conditions. Never know.
well, it probably aggravated it. Yes, not necessarily the cause, but aggravated it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinay Islander says, "I used to watch her vlog when she was still with Fernando, and had her last vlog." Oh, when you're talking about wanderlust, yeah. Patricia Flaherty says, "Camp genders don't really matter. All cats eventually end up named Kitty, 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 Kitty."
That's true.
There you go. Yeah. Big Dave says, "At least you know the difference with the mice. Trump doesn't."
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. A lot of people think we're Trump lovers. I don't like any of them. I just care myself also about the people. And what's going to end up happening is, unless you're super rich in the United States, all the rest of them are going to have something taken away in the next 6 months. And a lot of the benefits are going to disappear. But I don't understand how people can actually buy into watching him say all this and discuss Social Security and go through that. And still they're listing the same thing every time. They're listing all these numbers of what they claim are things going on with the Social Security. I just don't understand how people listen to all of that. I just don't. And he's totally off on what he's saying. It's not even close to true. And then
And,
it
and
just
again, I think it's smoke and mirrors. I really don't think he's that oblivious.
they're
I think
using all this to
I
get
think it's
ready to
smoke
take
and mirrors.
away all this. I mean, he attended for the first time. They're in there. He's in a meeting dealing with Bitcoin and investments and everything else with other people today or whenever that was. And I'm like, yeah, they plan to dump a bunch of money into this, but where's that money going to go afterwards? What, to pay for the military and other people's wars? Who knows? I just don't get it. I don't.
Just not Ukraine.
Yeah.
No, I said that because they're not supporting Ukraine, but they're supporting Israel. So it's one of those. Tito George's Travel says, "What was their YouTube channel? The lady that passed away. It's called right now Happiness Crossing, but
There was one called Wanderlust. They said it was taken over. I thought it was when she went single, but he was in a video with the name of it and they said it together. So I guess after the other one was taken over. So, but she's been here for a while. But she catered to the travel backpack people, probably under 40 is my guess, or the younger crowd, and ended up sick. So, and
yeah,
they said, I
now
thought she made it back to Germany. I'm pretty sure that's where she ended up. And then he just announced she passed away. So,
yeah, now I haven't heard this in a while from people, but this both of these I've heard before, and I don't know if they still do it, but apparently they still do. Bobby G says, "My American Express credit card has all the coverage, lost luggage, trip cancellations, and major medical. It's basically free on hand if you need it." Chosen One also says, "American Express offering medical insurance. I'm sure it only pertains to flying."
correct. I don't think it's going to cover you guys because you own the card and you're over here for 6-7 months. They'll find a way to not pay in the end.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Jeffrey Wilson said, "Would you guys buy a condo?" Not in the foreseeable future, only because of the pets.
I mean, we would have to be down to a few pets, but being as we rescue so many, we would probably not buy anything. Our kids, like everybody that's in Florida, is pretty much set up, and there's already a family home here for the kids that George have here. So, in other words, there would be nothing to really, except for if one dies before the other, but we don't feel that type of investment at this point would warrant. The closest thing I'm thinking about is moving further out to Tarlock or something and getting some sort of like farm where we could have the chickens and something where we can self-sustain with the stuff going on in the future. That's about my only. What do you think? Farm?
Maybe.
Just live here forever?
No. Finally says government employees can opt out of Social Security. People are so cheap, so they opt out. No, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
And it's true. Yeah, 16 to 15 million pesos for a condo here, or even like these units that we're in now, same thing. They sell 5, 6, 7, 8 million pesos, and it takes a Filipino forever to pay those off. I just can't see it. I can't see paying more rent, and then we wouldn't be able to move. So let's say there is some sort of destruction, especially with the things that happen here in the fires and the carelessness, and it's crazy. I can't see it. I just can't see it.
Yeah. And Chosen One says it's a hard pass.
Yeah. Buying is just, in my opinion, bad business. It never, the only ones that keep saying that or, that it's okay are the ones that's got a ton of extra money in the bank that they can actually take a chance of losing a house. If we had $500,000 US in the bank, then I would buy for more security. But knowing that we could replace it if something happens, but being we don't, then there's no way I would risk all of our money and go into something like that, and our age. So if we were in our 30s or 40s and just had our first kid, then it would be an option, or if we had a kid.
Well, if you have a kid, then I really suggest it because the kid needs somewhere solid where you don't bounce them around.
Remind me to make a smoothie at 5 in the morning tomorrow.
Oh, awesome. Ted Dengen says Chosen One, you need to stay mobile anyways, and Chosen One says yes. Laura says sounds good.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Engelbert.
Ted Dengen says bipolar 1. He's manic. Yeah, no, if you guys watch that interview, it's not an interview. He just posted what's on his mind, which is all wrong. No.
You know what? They ought to rename the White House Mental House.
Whoa.
Well, look at Elon Musk, and then look at Trump, and then look at them all attacking each other in there. Look at
you have to remember that to some people, their thinking is completely normal.
No, that is true. They're absolutely
right.
It's just insane to think that it's okay to mess with Social Security. It's okay to mess with veterans. It's okay to mess with Medicare that's for kids. And what they'll start with is shutting all the programs down like they did USAID, and they're going to worry about it later. So there are people dying that are waiting on the aid, and it's already starting to add up. And instead of just evaluating each one, they're cutting more and more employees, and they are shutting the Social Security offices, and it's really going to cause an issue. And then all the people covering it that's doing the fear mongering, it's going to make this 70 or 80-year-old be like, oh, I can't call the office. And then they just won't. They won't even try it. And it's just crazy. And the stuff that's coming out, and they won't answer the questions. They go around the questions. And I never in my whole life have actually till now, it's kind of like, is this the way it's always? Has the government always been like that? I don't think so. I think this is all new precedents. Well, I know they've all fought with each other, but this is pretty extreme. The government's already. And what are they talking about? Other people. We're going to get our tariffs, and we're going to get this, and we're going to get that, right? And it's like,
okay, again.
What about the government that's been taking and stealing money all these years?
Again, the trade and the tariffs and everything, again, if in the end, it will be good for the U.S., United States of America. However, it's how they did it.
They're making enemies right now.
It's something you do on a gradual scale, not like boom.
Yeah, they could have done 10% or something.
They could have done 5 here, 5 there, 5 here, and then you.
There's a lot of finger pointing. There's a lot of finger pointing going on right now, and I keep hearing, "Oh, they didn't give us this, and they didn't do that." Well, you're playing with us now. We're going to get our money back, and I'm like, dude, but you guys have admitted this past month all the money and scams going on within the government, and nobody's taking responsibility except for they're pointing at the past presidents and it's just horrible. He keeps
And
bragging, and it's like
yeah,
the
and for
country's
those
falling
yeah, and
apart.
for those who are saying that the tariffs are bad, yes, they are on a short term, but in a long run, in a long term, they're good. However, again, it's how it's done. The point being is the problem with Trump and Elon, again, it's not what they're doing, it's how they're doing it. For instance, Social Security, they just laid off a bunch of people. You just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to place in a new system, you get that new system ready, and then you train your people, have them get trained by the current people. And if you want to fire them, I mean, fine. If you want to fire them. But at least have them trained. Have your people trained
They're just going
to
full
some
force.
degree
It's,
versus them just going blind. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Anyway, Black Grandpa says there's a lot of American expats think the laws in America are universal all over the world, like freedom of speech
Yep.
and videotaping in public. Right. And
Like it's-
actually, even
like it's-
videotaping in public.
Yeah, and like I said, we just showed that last guy. He was recording in a man's bathroom, and he put the camera on the guys. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. He's still everything. And there have been reports. We've been asked over and over again, have been people reporting according to them. And we're not the only channel covering him. So I'm sure he is under the full radar of the government right now. I just don't know why why he's even still here. So, but
Rob Morrison says Canada's pulling off all the booze off the shelves, boycotting all U.S. products, and refusing travel to the United States. Yes. Yes. I actually told Heidi about that. Like, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, yeah.
Should we play the second video and then we'll go through the rest of the comments?
Yeah, where is it?
Download. 1 second. We'll bring in this other video real quick. Expat injured. We're going to bring in this second video of the expat. Basically, it looks like he just.
Oh.
You have to double click.
No, I was waiting on you.
Okay, press 5.
So real quick scenario on this guy in Bohol. I believe his name is Michael. I believe he's also an American. That he just fainted. This isn't him falling off his bike that I'm aware of. This is not him wrecking his bike. This just happened. He fainted. My guess is it was probably the heat or another medical issue, but it's been so extremely hot. We've been telling you guys about making sure you're hydrated, which is the number one medical diet thing out there, is to be hydrated. And the guy just face planted. And my guess was the heat, because when me and George went out the other day, we have a video that I'm going to release tomorrow where we went out and about, and we went and stopped at that restaurant over at Clark, on the Clark base area. And it was really hot in there. Why George went upstairs, it had like 4 flights of stairs and no elevator. I said, I am not going up them flight of stairs. And it was hot. While I sat downstairs, I almost passed out sitting. There were no fans in there. There was nothing. And it's been reaching 115 already here. So this is probably what happened to this guy. So basically, it was in Bohol. And the other part of it is the guy that's helping him is I almost said YMCA. It could be YMCA. Red Cross. He is an instructor, and he does something else. Let me see. It said that his name, I've got his name real quick before we continue to play it. The expat, the foreigner is Michael. And it says the guy's name is Leonides, Leon, IDES, Leonides Solagi, lifeguard, first aid trained instructor. They had found him, and just very lucky.
yun na. Ako yan yung ginawa akin kung ako siya gusto. Sir, kapag ko support yung ulo, sir. Paliho ko, sir. Kunita yung ulo, diya, sir, ha, diya, sir. Kunita, ha. Hindi, nakatong ginagaya ko. Waste sir, paliho ko. Kumain, sir. Sir, yung rawat, sir. Sir, yung rawat. Yeah, 3, 1, 2. Kunita yung ulo. Kunita yung ulo. Kunita lang yung ulo. Kunita lang. Support na yung ulo, sir. Isa ka pa doon dito, sir. 1, 2, 3. Sir, are you okay? Talk to me, talk to me. Sir, stable lang yung ulo, sir. Kunita lang sa ulo.
Stabilize his head.
Tingnan ka, sir. Tingnan ka, sir.
Gaya ko lang sir.
Wait, tagay ko uling kuranan, ma'am. Okay. Just breathe. Sir, breathe, palihaw.
Oh, snap, my grandpa. So what's the chances of him passing out and he won't get stripped of his belongings?
Slow. Inhale. Slow, slowly. Inhale.
Happened in the U.S.
And blow. Inhale. And blow. Good. Keep it up. Yes, breathe for me. Breathe for me.
I want to let you know that also in the last few days there was somebody, I believe it was another American, that passed out or had a medical issue by an escalator, and they also helped him inside of the mall, except for this other American guy. I almost called him an idiot, but he made a statement that he would never get help in America, that nobody would come to the guy's aid, and that Filipinos are the best on earth, which they are. But it depends on the individuals, depends on the situation. But Americans, you know, the American guy stated that in America, people would just get out their cell phones and record. I said, oh no, they do it here. It's religious that you'll find Filipinos standing around. Like there was, I sent the video to Ted, and while I was editing, I sent it to George this morning to make sure he had seen it. But there was a Filipino who got electrocuted. He was working on construction. I guess he touched the wire and it found him hanging on it. I believe the man passed away, but this just happened also. And people were just recording. So the whole thing is they do it here, except for I think there's a lot of people that are unemployed here also. But to say that the Americans, as an American, stating that they wouldn't help this guy, that he's lucky that, you know, the Filipinos are so caring, and that's not true for every Filipino here. There's a good chance you could get passed by in certain areas too. I've seen it. Whether it's an animal that's sick or people, you know, it just depends. It depends on the people themselves, the situation and everything. So, but there was another accident where, you know, I don't think the Americans would just pass a guy over that's laying on the street unless you're like in Kensington or something in a bad part of Chicago or a bad part of the area. Where it's nothing but addicts or something, and they're half, you know, out of their gourd or something, but just bad people. We've said that. All your problems, you know, that happen with people, them same type of people are here. People are people. So, but he was lucky this day.
Breathe for me, okay? Good. Inhale. Good. That's it. Take a charge. Don't worry about your eyes. It's okay. It's okay. 2, 3, up. Okay. Good. Just stop
I thought he had an accident,
Michael,
but
give me your hand, Michael. Squeeze my hand, Michael. Squeeze it high. High, tighter, Michael. Luya na, luya. Okay, tighter, Michael. Tighter, Michael.
I'm surprised nobody lands this. Yeah, you can see he just wiped away his own sweat. It's been hot. Extremely hot. They've been letting school out.
Okay, I will not let go. Ayaw nang init. Init, ma'am. Init. Huwag na ako kailangan mga palihog.
No, it's so it is. I bet it's the heat. It was extremely hot. The schools have been closed, but yes, you can have heat stroke, and it's been extremely hot. Doesn't matter if you're healthy or, not. Age is going to factor. It's hot here. If there's one reason I'm getting up out of this place, it's the extreme heat. But I'm actually proud of myself. I am going to pat myself on the back because when I got here, I was ready to go. The heat was a big problem. Remember, because at first, um, electric's expensive here, so we only had like one room AC, and air and being able to pay for it can be twice as much as your rent here. And we just had one room, so if I stepped out to go do something, George goes, "Oh, you can't keep staying in that AC." I'm like, "My butt is staying in the AC. Remember that?" And he goes, "You're going to suffer from that." And every time I came out of the bedroom to do something, and then I'd complain at George about, "Oh my God, I can't just live in a bedroom just to get AC." And then I complained at George again. But you have to adjust. So now I can go outside for a while. We can go places. I'm tolerating the heat a lot more, but it took me years to do it. But there's a limit, like us, like you'll see in this up and coming video, we had the windows down in the car. My face is all red, and it's still hot. You just have to adjust. But when you get older, it's harder and everything else. So the guy just, my guess is it was the heat that got to the guy.
Yeah. No, the interesting part is actually we had this discussion last time. Is I would say 2 out of 10 people would know what to do, but only half of those would actually do something about it. It's only 1 out of 10 that would actually help you. And that's also another thing. I mean, it doesn't mean that you want to help, that you have the ability to help or know how to help.
And I think that's any country.
Right, I know that, but that's why I said is that's what's interesting about this video is actually is somebody who has the know-how and does have the chutzpah to do something about it.
And he's lucky he was a Red
And
Cross.
yeah, and remember he did everything right because remember I said be careful when you move somebody. You can't just move somebody. You have to secure them first. And he had somebody else secure his legs, secure his
he's really
neck,
cool.
and everything.
Mhm.
So yes, he does have some training and he does know what he's doing. So that's also important. And that's also what I'm telling you guys that unless you know what you're doing, be careful of helping somebody. You might make things worse, depending on the situation, of course.
Yeah. And guys, it's time to ask you guys if you guys haven't subscribed to subscribe. It helps the channel and do a thumbs up. I'm only seeing 41 thumbs up in the room, so it does help us grow, and it's appreciated. If you ain't doing it for me, do it for George. And who cares about you?
Exactly. Laura says, I wonder where she got her tattoos. I don't know where she got them from, to be honest with you. Chosen One says, oh, I love Trump. Don't get it twisted. Greatest president of my lifetime.
Yeah, till he takes away any benefits that you got. So I hope you got a nice little pension there, Chosen One.
Well,
because even veterans and all them things are up on the market right now. So we'll see how that all goes.
we
Got to be something that somebody's relying on in your family. But right now he's messing. No, there's all kinds of veteran stuff on the line too.
I understand that, but like I said,
hopefully he's
we
reshuffling.
don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. So don't don't punish somebody before they've committed the crime. That kind of deal.
He's okay.
Um,
I just think they all lost their minds.
if you says, Laura, you want a tattoo? There you go. Jeffrey Wilson agrees with Chosen One. Bobby G says, I love Trump also. And if you listen to Trump, he never talked about. See, that's what I'm saying. It's up until it happens. I wouldn't say anything derogatory. He never talked about Social Security, nor
He's
he
not
said
saying it either.
was killing it. It's damn saying it to instill fear. Find me a speech of himself. Find me a speech himself said
Correct.
he was cutting Social Security or
Correct.
anything.
No, it has not.
Pinedy says, I'm pro Trump, Bitcoin will fall. Eventually, yes. Eventually, Bitcoin will fall. When? Chosen One says Bitcoin strategic reserve. I've been telling people for years. Nobody listens to me. Well, Bitcoin is still, regardless of your resources, whether you're ultra rich or not, Bitcoin is still a gamble. Bobby just says,
Oh,
"Yep."
it's definitely the future, but
Oh yeah,
it's,
no doubt. Yeah. Pablo Chicano says George looks cool. I think he's talking about the shirt. Thank you so much, Pablo. Aaron Doggyful says literally a nosedive. Yeah, he
yeah.
just yeah.
Okay, mid 90s. Um, so that would put them at that would be
Yeah,
that'd
mid
be our
30s.
kids'
Yeah,
age.
mid 30s.
So yeah,
Mid
36,
30s, late
37.
30s.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that would be our kids'
mid to
age.
late.
We
Yeah,
have
30s.
3 kids together that are in that age bracket. So yeah.
Big Dave says this is what happens when you elect a habitual liar. Um, CBGB says American Express will pay your. Oh, it's a question.
Yeah, I don't think
CBGB
so.
says
Depends.
American Express will pay your medical expenses overseas. And finally, says exactly the fine print from American Express will leave you stranded.
Yeah, what I'm saying is more than likely it was just during your trip and X amount of time. People never read that fine print. They'll tell you, hey, well, get this card. It's free. Yeah, free for the first year on American Express or whatever those offers they make. And then they'll say it includes this, and that. But how long does it? Or what is the benefits? Or
Okay, this is an odd question, although I'll answer it.
sure.
Jeffrey Wilson says, "Is there life insurance policies in your country?" Got it. Okay, got it. Had it. It's one thing. Do they exist? They've existed since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Philippines is not like some backwater place where we drive 1950s cars.
No, there's all
You know what I'm
kinds
saying?
of
No.
even through Gcash that we have, they've got tons of companies they offer where it can come out of your Gcash as a payment, even if you don't have a credit card, even if you don't. There is some way somehow, but for me, it's just astronomically expensive
Yeah.
for the Filipino wages.
No, they've
even if you
always
have a
been
really
life
good- yeah.
insurance. Yeah.
So yeah, car insurance, everything. A lot of things that I didn't even think existed exist here. So
Yeah, Dangan says, "Open a commune." There you go. You can always open a commune, or
hey,
yeah.
we could do
And
that. We could just
well,
hey,
this
there
is
you go.
all.
We could do like some sort
It's,
of Jim Jones thing,
it's
man.
like our last live. Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
Hey, we could call
Oh
we
yeah.
could call it the Kool-Aid Man Commune. We could just all sit around and drink Kool-Aid and
Oh
and
yeah.
have pizza parties and
Have
order
some
in Filipino
Kool-Aid.
pizza, and we can let everybody live on one lot. We'll just get like one big lot of land, and we'll just let people put tents up there and everything else.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, and we can
Kumbaya.
raise chickens and dogs and cats.
Kumbaya.
That would be cool.
Actually, I have the shirt for it.
Hey, babe, I'd never have to do dishes again.
Wait, what?
Yeah, someone could do my dishes and rub my feet all day.
What?
I could be the big kahuna.
Oh well, that's a different story.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya, Heidi.
All right.
Dum, dum, dum. And then we could have, at that point, we can have our people, our workers, our people, our followers, our workers. We could have them build us like a brick oven
What are you
for
talking
pizza.
about?
Or worker.
Don't call our slaves like that.
I knew you was gonna say that. Hush, boy.
I'm joking, guys. Obviously.
But the workers, we can have build a brick oven pizza thing, and they can make us pizza all the time. Then we could feed pizza to all the
And we can,
neighbors.
guys, donate in our PayPal so we can build a commune in Mindanao.
Say it, whisper. Follow us for more.
Mhm. We will open a commune in Zamboanga del Sur.
2 words, baby lechon.
There you go. Yeah, we'll sacrifice life for baby lechon. There you go.
So there we go. It would probably work here.
What?
No,
Clearly, we're kidding, guys. I mean, anyway,
it's a thought. If stuff goes
what do you
down
mean
and
it's a thought.
if Social Security starts to collapse, I may have to gather people. make them promises that I can't keep, and then once I get into their bank accounts, I'm just gonna move on.
What?
Yep. I'm gonna bring them all to the property. We're gonna get one property, and we're going to.
No, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna sell them some house and lots that don't exist.
What is it they do? They send.
I'm joking again.
We can send little 8-year-olds out to sell pizza.
Oh my God, you don't even
Collect-
joke.
Sell your
Don't-
pizza,
no.
collect coins.
This is something you don't joke about.
Speak for yourself. If something collapses, I got.
And that's why you can't just easily adopt kids here in the Philippines. No, I'm not joking.
I adopted George.
Because again, back then they used to do that. Yeah. Bobby
Drink the
G.
Kool-Aid.
I don't know. I'll look into it, but they know I'm there half the year and it's active. That's why keep it. They said as long as I'm paying my yearly premium, but I'll find out before fully retired for sure. Oh, he's talking about the American Express
So they're going to
Retire-
pay you even if you're living outside the country?
insurance.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know the fine prints of things,
Because
but
usually it's
I
only if you're
know.
traveling, and it's
Yeah.
usually for 2 weeks, a month, or something. I don't know. But anything's
Yeah.
possible.
I know there's a lot of things that are incorporated in things we take for granted. For example, again, like Bobby G says, I have heard about this before that American Express does have a life insurance, something like that. And for example, Verizon, they have roadside assistance in your service, that kind of deal. I know that for a fact. But point being is there are some certain things, but I don't know the full details or coverage or limitations of the American Express thing. Sperlin Edwards checking in from Lipata.
Hey, what is going on? Hey, Be Free is in the house.
Be Free says, what government employees have optional Social Security? Social Security is mandatory pay-in.
There were people not paying in, or something was going on recently. It had something to do
Finetti
with.
says no, they have government pension after 20. Oh, so you're saying after they've hit government pension, then they can opt out. Trump University, Trump Stakes, Trump Coin. How did people vote him in? Bobby G says, I thought they passed law that cover employees can get both now pension and Social Security. Why would anyone cancel that retirement?
It says here on the American Express, it says the travel insurance is per basis per trip. I don't think it includes just staying long term somewhere. And you might have to contact them and let them know. I mean, you just using the card outside the country may not be enough.
Pinoy Allender says Vanessa got severe liver damage, according to her subscribers. She's very young to have that diagnosis. We don't know her lifestyle.
Yeah, liver damage.
Yeah. Well, and again, remember.
Well, it does show her drinking, and it does show
No,
her.
of course she does drink, but what I'm saying is, there are even children that are born with liver issues.
No, I know. I'm not just.
I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying
It's not going to
it-
help. Even
right,
by one
that's why
drink a
I said-
day.
That's why I said earlier. I'm sure it aggravated her condition.
Yeah,
but
I mean, if I'm gonna call it
I don't think it's the source.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Yes. Ted says, Bobby G, you can always get civil service, retirement, and Social Security at once. Engel Versal, nasusulod mo, Barong? What are you wearing, a Barong? Thank you, Engel Versal.
Yeah.
Be Free says civilian government employees still have to pay Social Security. Trust me, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, 70% of America did, and even more now love him. I know it's hard to understand what you don't see on CNN, and not one person has lost their Social Security to date except 150-year-olds.
Which is not what that is. I don't know why he keeps repeating that all those people on Social Security, these are just files that haven't been closed out. And I want the proof where 70% of Americans love him. I don't think them are the real polls, because that woman just announced it was 50% in her last press whatever. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe with him taking away jobs and announcing cuts and all these things that many people really like Trump with what he's doing. He took all that. I'm just not believing that. So has nothing to do with they haven't heard from him this and haven't heard that. He's still making cuts. That's still a lot of government employees that didn't deserve to be fired. They're mass firing.
No,
And
that's
so
why I said it's
these
not.
are still family, so there's
It's
no
not
way.
what they're doing; it's how they're doing it, and
And
the rate they're doing it. Again,
and they keep talking about no, I haven't heard Trump say that he's going to cut. But ex people from Social Security and all these things say, with all the fear mongering stuff going on in regards to the payments could stop, why they get the system in order, and that's coming from the last guy that worked as the head. All this stuff up and coming, I'm still not believing, even with rumors that people are still saying, "Hey, it's still there." And a lot of people don't like Elon in there. So you're still saying 70% approve Elon, all the stuff he's in there doing. I'm just not buying that. It has nothing CNN or Fox or NBC or other shows or other channels, or there's a lot going on to process. Yes, there's a lot of good things that he's doing for sure.
be nice to the vice president,
What vice president?
Elon.
Tech support.
I'm just saying, where's the vice president? I mean, it's kind of weird, don't you think? I mean, I'm not picking on anybody. It's like you're the vice president. Just move aside. Elon, come over here.
I just think people are in denial with what's going on, and I'm not Democrat or Republican. I just think there's a pure denial thing. So I'm not one that says, "Hey, I'm on board to love them," and I'm on this side or that side. There's a lot of people that are confused and upside down in the country right now on what's yes, things need to be done. It's compared to snail pace
No, no, no.
Biden.
Again,
There's a big change, and I'm
yeah.
one for I got
like I
hey,
said,
there's
it's
things
how it's being done.
moving.
Yeah.
Right, it's too late to take it back once it's done. It
And I
doesn't seem to
understand that
be.
Elon is working on a consultant capacity. However, that's the thing is with consultants, they don't take the limelight.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
just
what
see.
if you hire a consultant? They don't go on TV. Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, no, they sit in the back. This is what I suggest we do.
I'm worried about the elderly,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
veterans, the disabled kids. You know, these type of people are my concern at this point.
Well, yeah, of course,
Where,
yeah.
yeah,
The people. My grandma says there's reports coming out saying that Nebraska will be bankrupt in 60 days. Stay tuned. Shite is getting real. Well, they shouldn't go bankrupt, but if they do, that has nothing to do with the president. Technically, what I'm saying is, if a state could, if a state
is
goes
that
bankrupt,
misuse of funds that are given,
well, first off, that means they don't
taxes,
know how to control the money in their
balance,
own state. The governor. That's what the governor's for. That's what the word governor means. They govern everything. They control everything. That means he has no control. That means he doesn't know how to manage money or funds. So if Nebraska goes bankrupt, again, I'm not picking on the governor. I don't know who he is. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that's Nebraska's governor's responsibility, not the president, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Now, can the president help? Yes. But you have to remember too, again, I don't know Nebraska's side, whether they're Democrat, liberal, or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That may have something to do with it. I don't
And
know.
guys, understand this is a topic of
Yeah,
conversation. We
it's
joke
not
about
necessarily
everything
political,
and discuss,
but it
and
does concern everybody.
it's up to each person to make their
Right.
own decision on everything from insurance and us running a commune and joking about it. And it's, we're just
Right.
passing time here, people.
Anton says, "Nice shirt, Uncle George." Thank you so much, Anton. Be Free says civil service is a three-legged system: pension, Social Security, and optional TSP. Bobby says Trump's more popular than ever now.
Oh,
His
yes,
numbers
I
are going
agree.
up, and Trump's been in office 2 months barely, and all the inflation and thieving was already there. Clinton fired 400K.
Well, that's just it. There's been a lot of thievery within the government, and they're pointing fingers. It's been going on for 40 years. Every person that's got in there's gained a bunch, and just nobody can be trusted. Not even Trump. It's been going on, and now they're pointing. I just don't understand how they gave all that money away for all those wars, and I just don't get it. And I don't know. Trump's going to do what's going to keep his name in light for a while. This is his last chance
Well,
at
and you have to
office right
remember
now.
too that we don't know the details, although I'm pretty sure it's more pretty much cut and dry. For instance, when they lay off these hundreds of Social Security employees, I'm pretty sure some of them are completely innocent and are completely clean as far as doing any misdeeds, and yet they're collateral damage, as it were.
Yeah, I don't know.
White Samurai says this is cost free thinking as how to fix things, but when you are in a hole, you need to stop digging as a first step. Pine Eddie says that's why pensioners don't care about what happens to Social Security.
No, I will actually, and the pensioners still should be concerned unless they've got a really huge pension. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, there hasn't there been pension companies that just collapse and they take their money with them?
Yes.
Big companies just stop their pension midway in payment
Some, yeah, some depends on how it's done, but
because
yeah,
they can go
some,
down too.
yeah.
But either way, that's just it. A bunch of them I just seen them on a panel and some other thing, and they're like, oh, I want to be self pay. I'm going to pay for my future. So a lot of people that are 40 and younger, they're like, oh, well, I don't care about Social Security. I don't care about this. I don't care about these benefits. And yeah, they're usually rich people. Well, good for them. So, but I come from working class. You're from working class. Everybody's not rich.
Yeah.
So
In fact, actually, it's kind of funny that again I was talking to somebody about certain companies. Like for instance, if they know they're going to go bankrupt in March, and they knew about this in January, starting January to March, they won't pay any of the benefits to the government, and basically they just pay the employee. So the federal tax and everything else and all of that kind of stuff, they just basically pocket the money. You know what I'm saying? And then the employee is the one, like, out of luck that he lost all his benefits during that time, that kind of deal. Yeah, no, it happens. It does happen, actually. I was talking to somebody about that last night. My grandma says manufacturing will never return to the U.S. That ship has sailed. China and the rest of the world can make it
but
cheaper.
according to Trump, it is. He's saying he's bringing manufacturing and that all these contracts are coming in. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, does it make any sense that they're all going to leave the other countries and come back to the U.S.? I'm just not. Well, we'll see. Like I said, talk to me in July. We'll see how it goes in July.
Okay, now, can it? Yes. Will it? Probably not. Remember, those are two different things. Should it? Yes. Will it? Probably not. Again, those are two different things. Be aware of what should be and could be, or,
Figure there's what scare the cats.
My grandpa says, was that the expat who fainted the regular guy?
It might have been him. See, isn't that cute? I figured we would.
Bobby says I gotta sleep at work in the morning, 4 a.m. I'll see you next time. Yeah, night, Bobby
We
G.
will see you later.
Get some rest.
Yeah.
Ted Dingan says Filipinos are so caring in America, they would have their cell phones out.
It was just weird for an American to state that nobody would help them, that Americans would just be sitting there with their cell phones. I beg to differ. Unless I'm just missing something in America, they bring their cell phones out everywhere in the world. I think it's just the norm. But for me, I didn't see it as bad as I've seen it here, but I have been here for it seems like, remember when they found them 2 boys in the car unalived? There's nothing that people could do, but there was 200 people around that car. They were all recording it. It was, I don't know. I'm telling you, people record here too. And
Black Grandpa says, "What are the chances that that pass out expat won't be get stripped of all his belongings?"
yeah.
CUG says Silver service was low pay, and Benny's were so. Pine Eddie says Sis retires this year as a teacher
Benefits.
and opted out as Social Security.
So
Foolishly.
that's what I was, because they're saying they're getting ready to give some sort of money back. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work, because they're talking about giving some sort of bonus checks out, but they said it was to the teachers and other things. So even if they didn't pay in, they're going to pay them checks. I'm kind of missing all of that too. So are those one of those that are supposed to get one of those bonus checks, and they're going to start getting checks anyways? So that would be great. So you might want to check into that. There's something going on right now that they're just about ready to issue checks based on that. So it was the teachers and firefighters and other people, and something going on.
Yeah. President says heat exhaustion. It happens. Hey Violet, how are you doing? Alan Murphy says
What
hello.
was disgusting
That's
that you think you have
no,
any?
no. Distrusting.
Oh, sorry, I
That
missed
you
that. He
think you have
scrolled
any
it up.
emergency assistance.
Yeah.
Alan Murphy says hello. That's unfortunate. He would carry a Camelback water source. He should carry a Camelback water source.
My guess was heat. And so I fair warn you guys, one of the hottest places I've been, and I've been in the Middle East, and went from Ohio to Florida all those years. And I thought Florida was ridiculous when I stepped off the plane. We stepped off the plane here in July a couple years ago. I was like,
Yeah.
so
Now,
it's hot.
no, on Camelback water sources, the thing I hate about those things, because I used to own a few of them because I used to mountain bike in the U.S. a lot. They're a pain to clean out. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Those little water backpacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a pain to clean out. They didn't never get cleaned out well.
Usually a little vinegar and water and let it sit in there. And no, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but then that vinegar and water will always be in there. That's the thing.
No, it's not. If you rinse it out a few times, that's what you clean the water maker. That's how I clean the ice maker and stuff. You just have to keep rinsing. Vinegar and water is
Yeah,
one of the
but
best cleaners.
it's a plastic bag.
Oh,
It sticks and doesn't dry up completely.
you can still rinse it
No,
enough.
I know that. That's why I said it's a pain to clean. I didn't say it can't be clean. United Islander says we have now a very high temperature. Started this March, and that's till May. We should always drink lots of water. For diabetics, take your meds when going out.
Yeah.
CUGB says TSP pension is tied to your investments, and government only gives you a free 5%.
It's nothing social at all. Yeah, I think they're just,
Ted says I got matching 5% TSP when I was in. Tony Manning, maybe he passed out from drinking.
it's a good possibility.
Actually, I'm not saying he is, but drinking does not help
I
during
often
that
wonder about
time.
these guys down here on Walking
Yeah.
Street excessively drinking and out in the heat. That's the bad combination.
Yeah.
Then sometimes they're taking those sex pills or banging girls or whatever they say, and then they're all worn out, and then they step outside and just splash more, don't drop to the ground. Although if you hang around long enough down there, you will see some of them falling down. So it does happen.
Yeah.
But this guy just went straight down.
Black Grandpa says, well, not smart to wear black shorts and shirt because black attracts heat. No, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I would.
We thought about moving to Baguio. The problem is one, the rents are way more expensive there. It's changed even in the last couple of years. Post pandemic, them areas are getting expensive in Baguio. And then it would be a lot of it is uphill traffic, and it's a lot of
Well, vehicles too. You know,
It's
you're,
harsher on your vehicles. So
you,
multiple
yeah,
reasons we won't.
there's a lot of, and also the price of rent is going way up because
Yeah.
you have to remember Baguio is getting way overpopulated now,
Yeah, like
and if
Newman
there's one
Jetty.
thing you can never replenish is realty.
Right. So in a case like this, think of it this way. For the amount of rent we would pay, double at least, we could be using that just to get another air conditioner and run it in here because I don't go out as often as I used to. So I'm in the house most of the time anyway. So being in Baguio and just being able to open up a window to save air conditioning isn't worth the entire move. Plus the family's here. So it's just a way you have to look at it. So if I was super healthy and in my mid 30s and complained about the heat, knew I was going to be outside all the time with kids, then I probably would. And I was still working and able to bring in other incomes. But no, for me, I'm in the house most of the time because of my lupus and medical conditions. So, like I would be in the US.
Yeah. Finally says pour, not pour water, pour. I'm sure that's what he meant. Pour water and at least shade the poor man. Now, the funny and interesting thing about this, what happened is they were trying to give him coffee.
Well, you probably told him to get him a drink, and
I
they probably
know, but
just,
I mean,
yeah.
instead of cold water or something.
Ted said, subscribe for the poor federal government workers barely making. That's why they were barely getting money. But who was it that said that they were all making 100,000 plus a year? I'm not buying that. Every federal employee was making 100,000 plus a year. I don't think so.
No, of course not.
Well,
Are
that's
you
what
kidding
they,
me?
yeah,
Are you kidding me?
yeah. No, I forgot where.
Yeah.
That was in.
No, that's why I said. Remember, statistics are actually almost never
And talk
accurate.
about, like I said, all the fear mongering or different information doesn't matter. Again, Republican news station or Democrat. I've heard stuff all the way across. It's just,
Yeah, it's not
too
taking sides.
much.
It's all from both sides, actually.
Yeah,
White Timer,
that-
yeah. White Timer says the problem in the U.S. Now, this is true. This is very true. Is the reverse incentives. One might get sued for helping if help is negligent. One won't be sued for videotaping for the help. Actually, even if you did help properly, you could still get sued because I believe I don't remember what year it is that somebody got sued for saving the guy's life, and the guy says, "I'm suing because I didn't want to be saved." So the guy actually saved his life, and the guy says, "I'm suing you because I didn't want to be saved." So, um, Patricia says, "I think Social Security in the USA is doomed regardless of who is president right now. America's financial
no
problems
surprise.
didn't begin in January. No, they pre-existed. Yes.
Mhm.
Um, Tony Manning says they found out there's no gold in Fort Knox. It's full of eggs.
Yeah, they wish. Right? They fooled us again, man. Fooled again. There's nothing but eggs in Fort Knox, but I'm happy again. 'Cause who loves eggs? Heidi does. So does George, but he likes a little bacon on the side. A little bit of waffles and
Be
cream.
free. Can you name one veteran benefit cut so far? I hear rumors, but zero cut except non-essential employees. Now remember, we clearly stated that
From the news agencies,
yeah,
but right offhand, no.
no.
And I'm sure if I go looking and go to government websites, I'll find stuff. So I don't know.
Paulo Chan says Trump is not cutting Social Security. Some people tell lies. Oh, right. I was cooking. My tattoo comment was potential to expose diseases, and the lady has some. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You can get transmitted diseases. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The needles, right? That's absolutely correct. Nobody at all says, "What do you think of the insurances offered by Shopee? Seem good. Had a good experience with product insurance." Oh, product insurance. Okay, maybe they're other insurance is good as well. Well, park insurance, I mean, I wouldn't trust their. That's me personally. I wouldn't trust like their insurance.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
their product insurance, yeah, but
Probably same as the U.S. when you get it off of the. Yeah,
yeah.
it's only as good as the companies that pay out.
La Grandpa says Social Security will take a haircut of at least 25%
Yeah,
by
2035.
2035. Those are the facts, not
And those are
enough
the cuts.
workers
I mean,
and
one way
people
or the
living
other,
too
it's
long.
going to get cut now or later. So
Laura says name it Jim Jones Reservation. There you go. And it
it's a
says
Kool-Aid reservation.
Kool-Aid. Oh yeah.
Kool-Aid reservation. People to make pizza and feed the chickens and grow chickens and make cheese and
Actually, I was also saying this. Any politician touches Social Security is committing political suicide, and then some.
right.
Yes.
So no, it hasn't
Yes.
come out of his mouth yet, but we
Chosen One says talking about Jim Jones. I'm watching Chaos the Manson.
But
after
just
this
because he's
live.
not saying it doesn't mean it's not coming either. I'm going by the agencies and the offices and the employees being let go and shortage or how long it's, there are things going on right now with Social Security 100%. So it just, we shall see.
All right, so Ted and me and Heidi will be moving to Mindanao pretty soon. Ted says, I'm selling my house. I'm in.
Oh, there we are. Well, there's our number one pizza maker right there.
Harry Walsh, like the shirt. I see someone said it's a barong. Well, this is not a real barong. This is a printed barong. This is what they usually wear in government offices and the like, instead of wearing a real barong, because a real barong is really hot. That's the barong is the Philippine suit or cocktail suit, as it were.
Yeah.
Laura says it can be a good idea collectively joining resources until someone loses their mind, like Jim Jones, David Koresh. Not sure how to spell it. Branch Davidians, the Golden Girls.
Yeah, right. Yeah, same thing, but we're just gonna have
Seems doable.
chickens. Actually, we did talk about that, but basically it would be like a resort or something. So if you could get the resort and bring in a bunch of retired expats to all where, you have like one big barbecue every night, it feeds everybody and it's all inclusive, but yet inexpensive. It's somewhat a retirement. Yeah, I guess you can kind of,
a commune.
we would still, it's a Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
It's still a
Kool-Aid.
It's still a commune.
We'll call
man.
it the old Kool. We'll call it the old
He
Kool-Aid.
just described a commune to a T. Again, there's nothing wrong with a commune.
Is commune
it's
like communist? Though?
Correct. And that's why, again, there's in a perfect world, communism works.
And it
Keyword,
probably
in
works.
a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world. We don't have perfect people. I'm not perfect.
Do I get to sleep with all the men?
Well, it depends on the commune, what the rules are. But anyway.
Okay.
Yes, no, that's exactly where communism comes from. Yes, communism. Yes. Paulo Chicano, the brand Vivian Compound. There you go.
Yeah. See, if any of these were.
Oh wow, I like that one. Ted says, Laura, do you think it's safe living with a bunch of menopausal women?
Right. What about menopausal men? Are you kidding me?
CBGB, no, we're not muted. What is that?
What?
This word. Is that the full word?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's.
Oh, Branch Davidian Compound.
Gotcha. You see any other one that you?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, point one out because I was going to.
Well, the first one you showed. Look.
Yeah, that one. But do you like the black and red?
Yeah.
Like that?
Laura says a woman biologically is finally stable at menopause. Ted says so is my wife, but I couldn't imagine living with three of them. Too many hot flashes. Um, Tita Marie says, "Hi Heidi, my favorite lady expat, and hey George." Oh hi Tita Marie, how you
Hey,
doing?
how are you? Yeah, see this guy, same thing. See how it's same thing. Look how bad that is.
No, that's a misprint. Laura says that's right. Tylenol can cause a liver damage if overdose. Correct. It can. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that can damage the liver, but like I said, I think she had a bad liver from the get go. Again, I don't know. Um, there it is. Chosen One says, "Are we talking about sister wives? What the hell?"
I'm gonna put you in my little group there, chosen one. Keep you close. You can be my number one. What I mean,
Patriot for Life says jasmine rice for Dollar General is £1, $1.25. Ted Dangan says, "Lord,
which is cheaper? I mean,
oh,
that's 50. Okay, how much is rice here? So that is for 1 pound. Okay, so 2 pounds.
well,
Okay,
it
so you
costs
get double.
obviously it costs more.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Lord Dangan. Ted Dangan says, Lord, the worst part about it is I know guys who go through it now. Lol. Oh, with three women in the household? Yeah. No, I'm sure it happens more than we think. Um, Paulo Chiana says government waste. I'm glad they're getting rid of it. Politicians must also stop overspending. No, of course, of course. Well, like they say, if Nebraska's going bankrupt, then there's something obviously wrong with that state. I mean, again, not picking on anybody, but that means you're obviously dependent on government funds to keep your state running, which shouldn't be. Um, White Samurai.
men sure do have hormonal change. I'm living with it,
Yes,
man.
men have hormonal changes.
I'm
No,
a
no, of course they do.
Mm.
We all have hormones.
Some of us have extra.
Yeah, no. White Samurai says there are many things I worry about, but the government becoming too small is not one of them.
Hmm. Well, we shall see. We right.
Laura says we have Machete Mania, Musk.
Well, it's just weird. We'll see. I just think there's a lot of things. I know there's a lot of corruption. I know there's a lot of bad. There is reasons to get rid of this and withdrawal but some of the stuff he's saying is way off, and when there's fact checking done, it doesn't match up, but people are drinking the Kool-Aid, and
It's not a
we
good
have to say
look.
it's just the way it's being done.
Right.
And getting rid of all them employees all at once was weird. But I mean, are they all bad? I doubt it. So it's really affecting families.
And
So
Earn Doggy Fool says Three Musketeers in the White House. Nobody else says I support Elon more than Trump. But you have to remember too, again, I'm not picking on Elon by any means, but you have to remember a lot of times the things that comes out of Elon's mouth doesn't happen or will ever happen.
yeah, I mean, for everybody praising everything going on, did they see that interview?
No.
Some
I
of
mean,
his interviews, they're really
yeah,
off.
from the get go. I'm talking about pre-political. Hit the stuff
There's
that
good
comes
and
out of
bad.
this guy's mouth. Most of it is not true. I mean, I'm not picking on him or anything, but whenever he talks, I just ignore it because I'm like, well, okay, he's just talking out of his butt again, you know. But anyway,
So that's just weird.
yeah.
What's weird for
No, but
me.
yeah.
Anybody who considers Trump and him stable and that he's just there's something wrong. There's something. I'm not looking. I mean, he does a lot of good, and then there's other things that just make. But that's a lot of government, you know.
Willie Shoemaker says 7,000 plus being fired from
SSA,
SSA
yeah.
is a benefit cut. They are choking it so they can privatize it.
Right. So the president isn't saying that he is, but in the end, Social Security will be cut. They're already saying that. So in the end, the benefits will go down in 5 or 6 years, but they're letting the employees go. The offices are shrinking. They're listing these offices. So these things are happening. They're currently happening. So I think that just like they said, all these extra things being put forward on, that they're putting forward is just a way to say there's fraud in Social Security to give them a reason to cut it. When he's asked if they're going to cut, where?
Yeah. Be Free says not big with Elon, but if Republicans and Democrats can't do their job, somebody has to. Pablo Chan says Gavin Newsom. I believe they're talking about the governor of Nebraska.
My mind won't stop until you tell me.
Does not know how to control money. He knows how to get it and spend it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Again, point being is the reason why there's states is each state is supposed to run independently from each other, and then collectively help one state if it's in trouble. It's not help one state forever, right? So if Nebraska goes bankrupt again, yada yada yada, and like you said, he knows how to get it and spend it. Pinetti says the U.S. is bankrupt, hence the debt. Can't help people if the country is upside down. Well,
that's true.
Can't
It's
help-
been bankrupt for a
shouldn't
long
be
time.
helping other countries billions of dollars they can't afford.
And it's been corrupt on the inside for a long time. And yes, there's too many government employees that shouldn't have been hired to begin with, but cutting a ton all at once and doing different things, all the different systems. Understand there'll be no balance. The amount of money that Musk and Trump are talking about will not happen unless they go and cut a ton more programs. That's how they're going to find their money, which means somebody's going to suffer. Now, all these extra food stamp wasters and people that are just eating up the system for 20 years, them need to be done. But what they're going to do is they're going to cut everybody first and ask questions later is what they're probably going to do or doing right now. But it's been going on. It's just the way they're getting ready to do it. So
Flora says an honest and not weird commune would be great.
hey, George, I didn't know you was a Chicano.
Yeah, George is Filipino, but lived many years in the U.S. George is also Chicano, a lowrider Chicano. Hey, ese way. But anyway, I have stories, but I'm not going to tell you right now. Anyway, Willie Shoemaker says 880 billion in cuts will cut Medicaid and Medicare. So stop saying he's not cutting it. The House just voted to cut it, but not in so many words. They're being sneaky about it.
Yeah. Like I said, they're looking to do something to Social Security. I don't know why they're so insistent in talking about this million over a certain age and these millions over that. It just means these accounts were never closed out. People who work for Social Security, former Social Security workers say that's what it is, but he's just not coming through. It's like they're focusing on that in front of the people, and he's going around the question by saying, hey, no, I'm not going to cut it. But of course, he's not going to cut it, but I guarantee there's going to be some issues up and coming. Up to the last administrator saying that the next couple checks may be unstable. And they're telling people to save money on all angles. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's pretty scary. So,
no, there's always a concern, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patriot for Life says, I think the Philippines is of most concern. What side will flip or flop to unstable this cat?
There's that person, but what was that leading to? Was that about you?
Yeah, it's about me. Midlife Escape says, never seen a politician I trust. Hey, babe, do you know how you can tell if a politician is lying?
His butt lips are moving?
There you go. Well, his lips are moving, yes.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the elderly, like they said, or Social Security getting ready to be cut. There's no reason for that. And the only thing that sickens me is the new generation saying, I'll pay my own way. Yeah, it's because you're young. You're young. And
They're young and dumb.
it's because they're young and
We've
with
all
their
been
health.
there.
Right.
We've all been there. We
So,
think we're invincible.
yeah, they think their
At that
jobs are
age.
secure. These are newscasters at all the stations. Not all of them. I'm just saying different types of news agencies have
Yeah.
been saying this too. And I'm like, yeah, it's because one, you're young and you think that job's going to last forever. No,
No.
the answer is no. Tragedy will hit, and like them California fires, something will happen to somebody, and then later it'll be. But I'm talking about you.
Well, not to mention, you always think you always have time to save up money, but then it never really happens.
Yeah. So it's military, veterans, the elder, the disabled, the children. Those are my concern. So all I keep hearing is the focus on the border and the tariffs and the Bitcoin, and everybody's got to be hearing that, but only the rich care about that stuff. I keep hearing, well, the borders being secure is important. I get that. But it's, you get my point on that. It's start taking away the programs. You know, I could fight somebody off of my front step. You know, you take away my medical for kids. If I'm making 60,000 a year, that could be a problem. So,
Yeah.
or my mother or somebody like that. That's where, and so people are all blaming the Democrats for acting weird, and then it's the Republicans, and it's just like, who cares which they are? It's the people that count. That's what counts.
Right. Babuchkan says, "Oh yeah, Heidi, all politicians are corrupt."
You know what counts, George? Bacon counts. A
Ye-
lot
oh
of it.
yes, yes.
Crispy bacon.
You always tease me with that.
No,
But
I'm gonna get the
anyway,
bacon if you do this. It's yeah,
right.
where it's
Yeah, I know.
look at what happened to American Airlines. Yeah.
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 Laura says pensions are insured and have to show funding. But they have fail and have, but they can fail and have pension. No, no, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about not necessarily the pensions. I'm talking about
Don't
like,
companies close and take those, or them pension funds? Or I don't know how that works. Does that, let's say, you know, the big airlines, Continental or something that exists that doesn't anymore, and they did all the,
well,
if they close and go bankrupt and all that stuff goes down, where was that initial money? Is that insured and turned over to the government, or how do those pay out later? If the company goes bankrupt and has no money and no
well, I
nothing.
wasn't talking about pensions though. But
Well, I'm just asking.
yeah, I'll ask them.
I don't know, but I'm
Yeah.
that's how you're not going to get bacon.
What do you mean? We're on the very. Harry Walsh says, I think the people who started the bill to pay for crazy idiotic things should be fired and banned from all government jobs. True, I agree.
I swear my beard grows gray every day. I guess it's expected at 50. I'm lucky. I've probably colored my hair a dozen times since me and George has been together. And here's where I usually color it, and it only gets a few pieces of the gray through here. Now yours is becoming more gray, but it's, and then I've got sisters where you can see the gray within. You
He
know.
says it's salt and pepper stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what we're getting. Yeah.
Says there, Heidi, there are quite a few companies who have made deals to come back to the U.S.
Well,
Do you-
no, I know that.
Yeah.
That's what Trump has said. We'll see how that works. He says that. I know that he's saying they're coming back. I understand. So, with deals made that are supposed to produce jobs, we'll see how those jobs pan out and all that. Also, that is, you know, we'll see how all that works out long term. Nope, I heard that he is bringing in. Yeah, you're talking about the chip company from Malaysia, and you're talking about Apple and a bunch of other companies that are coming. But again, we'll.
Chosen one again. He's the world traveler. He frequents Philippines a lot. But he says the hottest place I've ever been, and mind you, this is not the first time I've heard of this. Actually, there's only two places that I hear about. The hottest place I've ever been was standing out in the desert in Arizona at a gas station, like 120 degrees, and the other one would be the outback of Australia. Those are the usually people who travel the world and go to the Philippines. That's what they usually say. Yes, Arizona and the Australian outback. Higher Walsh says it's not a bonus check thing. They're getting full Social Security benefits due to their jobs that they had and paid Social Security benefits at those jobs. Blackground Butt says the Philippines hotter than Thailand and Vietnam. I've heard vloggers from these places complain about the heat. Depending in Vietnam where you're at, but for the most part, I believe Philippines is hotter in general. Again, it depends on where you're at in the Philippines, and depends where you're at in Thailand or Vietnam. Depends. Heidi is called a DOGE dividend. If you had paid federal taxes in 2025, you qualify. The only problem is Congress will never approve it.
Oh, you talking
Oh,
about
the free check, yeah. He says
No,
Congress.
there's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one, Pablo. They said that they're paying out. They're not that one. No, and of course that's not happening. So
Chippy West says the bottom line is you shouldn't count on the government pensions to support your retirement.
Correct. That's the biggest part. But for those that have paid in and told that it would actually work, at least for part of it, they should be able to get that.
And this is what I told Heidi too. I've always called Baguio an ankle breaker. Patriot for Life says Baguio is not for the faint of heart. Stairs everywhere a young person plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing for us. Even though I'd probably be in the house all the time, it's hard on the cars. It's hard. You know, and like I said, for what I'm trading off, where we'd be paying $600 in rent, I could just get 3 of the rooms air conditioned here and get a condo or something, and I would just stay here. So
yeah, and I couldn't keep the car, to be honest with you, because the car is a manual transmission.
Yeah, so there's
you'll burn a manual transmission there. Well, once you're in your city, no, but if you go in and out of city because of how steep it is, you're gonna burn the transmission eventually.
Your food's coming today. Your food's coming today, Mary. There's the girl.
Ted says
Tell Dad to give you a kiss.
The average government employee probably makes $25 an hour, so it's not $100,000 a year.
Yeah, it seemed. Yeah, I'll
No.
have to find the
Again,
articles.
it's kind of silly that I don't even know where they get these numbers. To be honest with you,
Different news stations are saying, yeah, they need to get rid of the employees. I believe Fox and some of the others said they were making 100,000. I think I've seen ABC, and I'm like, I don't think they make that much. But a lot's being said, and they're putting a face on lazy employees and that they don't show up to work, and they don't. That's not all of them. They're just. It's crazy. I just think it's an excuse to get rid of a bunch of them. The same with whatever.
Yeah, Chosen says, trust me, they know exactly where the gold is. Maybe not Fort Knox. They protect the gold like Area 51. Not supposed to know. Laura says, jobs were cut that impact veterans since many veterans work government jobs.
Mary.
No, we all know Trump doesn't care about Social Security now, because he doesn't need it. If you think, well, not to mention since he's president, even if he's not president anymore, he'll get paid a pension.
What's the deal with the? We were just talking about the Department of the schooling one.
Yeah, more poor.
The
makes
Department
him
of
more
Education. I haven't even begun to dip into whatever's going on with that. So I will be dipping into it.
Laura
to
says
get a better
filing.
idea. So I know.
Caroline, how you doing? It's been a while. Hi from Texas.
Hey.
You here like the live.
Wasn't that show that people lived in India hotel? I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie.
Not the Marigold one.
Yes.
Hotel Marigold or something.
Yeah, no, that's a great
Yeah.
movie, yes.
Hi,
Oh, hey,
Mary
Scott
Jo.
Hayden.
Hi,
Scott and Isis wrote
Scott.
new everyone.
Guys, if you haven't done a thumbs up, be sure to do a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Send the last year questions through because we're wrapping this up. I got to make George bacon. We got a delivery coming here shortly.
Yeah. Discern Dash Test did not get the notification.
They say to hit the unsubscribe and resubscribe, turn the notifications on and back on. It does do it.
Yeah, whenever
And we did send it out at usually we do it a few hours before the live, and it was the last bit. It probably just hasn't come through.
Yeah.
Refresh your emails, but yeah. Hi, Mary Berry. We did name the kitten's mother. I named her Rosie because remember we called her Baby Bella. So I told you guys we were just calling her Baby. The new video coming out tomorrow or in the next 24 hours. We'll have the kittens and our trip. We took a trip out. We're at the attorney's office, and just a basic video. But we'll probably release it on Philippine Antics versus Expat. So
yeah. Rob Morrison says liked in a Patreon. Thank you again, Rob Morrison.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We do have Patreon, guys. We've been meaning to drop more content on there, but as always, you guys are always welcome as Patreon members to email us, and we know who you guys are. And as comes with Patreon, if you guys want to do video chats, you guys can contact us. We do that. Sometimes we don't get caught up on our emails for the day or our messenger and stuff, and but we do appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Patriot for life. Watching Philippines news is cringe. No, it's very cringe.
No,
no,
news
they show
is just cringe.
Well,
and
Philippine news they show everything.
I myself, this is my personal take on the government right now in all countries. It's too vlogger now. Like they said, this is what we get for them allowing all these vloggers in, and the stuff that Trump posts, the stuff that all these presidents, nothing's professional or government like anymore. It's become a three-ring circus, babe. It's weird. Everything is, they're not afraid to say something. They're not afraid to cuss something out. It's too crazy these days. And I don't mind a little crazy. I just think it's too social media. It's kind of like, they're trying
it's
to
all
get
about
the
clout.
attention.
Yeah.
It is. And
it's all about look at me,
Trump.
look at me.
Yeah, it does include Trump. That's all I hear Trump do is bragging. Musk is doing the same, yes. And some of the statements, I don't know why. It's just like, just do it. What's the deal with saying, when he does something, he keeps saying, oh, well, I did this better than that person. And I did. You don't brag about it behind the thing. Just do it and stay quiet about it. It's just so. But anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this up. And we appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you to our members in here. Scott in the World was in here. Ted is in the house. Laura, thank you so much. Pablo Chicano was in the house. I call him Chicano. Harry Walsh was in the house. We appreciate it. Chosen One as always. Thank you. We got Be Free was in the house. Patriot Life. Let's see who else we got in here. CBGB, Pinoy Islander, Bobby G.
Thank you so much, Finetti. Eat some bacon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Eat some bacon, as we always say. Eat some bacon.
Bobby G. Jennifer Wilson was in the house. Big Dave.
Whoa, that was really lag. It just showed up just now. Eat some bacon.
Huh?
Yeah.
Rob Morrison, again, thank you. Kay Dallas, Tony Manning, Chippy Whisk, Patriot for Life. Thank you, guys, and we will see you on Tuesday. Will be our next live stream, but there's a video coming out. I'll probably even release it at 8 o'clock tonight, which is in about, less than 12 hours. So I don't know. Sometime within 24 hours, there'll be a video.
We didn't skip that comment, just so you know. We did read that. But
What's
anyway.
That?
The one that's so scary is meant as a supplemental retirement. We did.
No, it is, because it's definitely not enough to totally live on.
No, we did put up that comment.
But of course, we know that people do. So.
Oh, hey, Adamza. How you
so-
doing?
Hi.
We didn't know you were in the background.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you so
know
much.
that people. I mean, give me
Yeah.
a break. We know that these guys here are a lot of them are living on just that. So it's it's just bad planning on
Oh,
even my part.
Ro.
But hey, Ro, what is going on?
Yeah.
So thank you guys, and
Aloha.
we'll see you guys soon. Aloha, and take care of yourself,
Aloha.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you
Mary,
all.
what are you after? She's after the pine or after the little
Yeah.
toy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Join our commune.